Hello, mi gente, welcome back to another video, and I want to talk about the Boruto chapter that came out a few days ago. I'm late on this, I know, but it's chapter 23, and as you guys know, if you read it, a lot of shit happened, and I mean a lot of shit happened. Okay, first of all, we have Kashin Koji, which opens up a bunch of questions. The moment he starts talking, you start thinking about a lot of shit. And then after he fights Konohamaru in Team 7, you're like, holy shit, okay, this is too much of a coincidence. You know, you start thinking about this man's arsenal of jutsus, right? The choice of jutsus that he uses on this fight is almost like a tease, you know, like he almost does it to tease everybody that he's fighting and to tease the viewing audience. It's almost like the writer himself is doing this to kind of poke at us, right? Like, okay, like, guess who this might be? The big question that people are asking is, who is Kashin Koji? As you guys know, a lot of people have been throwing theories around for a long time since Kashin Koji goes shown in the chapter. And that's something that's been driving people crazy, okay? Because, first of all, this man looks a lot like Jiraiya. And in this chapter, not only does he do summoning jutsu with a toad, but he also does the Rasengan. And again, through Konohamaru, the writer makes sure to tell us, the viewing audience, hey, this guy is the real deal. He actually knows how to do the Rasengan. That wasn't some fake Rasengan or anything like that, because you guys know this is the scientific ninja tool. That's an actual technology that they invented in this era. And the weird thing about this is that, you know, if he had done the Rasengan and not said anything, I would have just assumed, okay, you know what? Maybe he has a scientific ninja tool, because if you guys remember, Ao was the one that ended up doing a genjutsu on Katasuke, I believe is his name, the one who invented the ninja tool. He ended up doing a genjutsu on him, and then we found out that Ao was working with Kara, so that information about that scientific ninja tool could have been passed down to Kara, and they could have recreated the technology. So that would have been something that would have completely blown my mind if he would have just stayed quiet. But Konohamaru said, okay, this guy's the real deal. That was a real Rasengan. And Boruto also was like, hey, I thought only X, Y, and Z could do the Rasengan. And that shit blew my mind, okay? It blew my mind, because now we know that this man is just, he learned it, okay? He learned the Rasengan. That's something that he knows how to do. And it opens the possibility that he could be Jiraiya, but I don't think he's Jiraiya. I think that he's related to him in some kind of way, whether it be his son, a clone, or somebody that ended up with this, you know, the genes or whatever. Like, you know how they do the Senju DNA? Could have been something. And this is something that is in the Boruto era. You guys know that technology has advanced so much. They could have done so many different methods that we don't know about, that they haven't introduced yet, as to why Kashin Koji does this, that, and the third. So right now, I'm leaving it up in the air. All I can tell you is I don't think that's Jiraiya. First of all, as you guys, some of you guys have already said, you don't want Jiraiya to come back. Okay, I feel like his death was a pretty closing death. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it left closure for us. He kind of left his will to Naruto, and that was it. And if he were to come back, it would kind of ruin that perfect death that he had, that very emotional death. So I agree with that on people's side. I'm on people's side about that. So if he were to come back, I think it would ruin it for me too. I think the character would be ruined for me. And I also think it would be cheap to do that. You know, it would be too on the nose, if you know what I'm saying. Especially because the Obito thing already happened in Shippuden. And I think that if they repeat that with Jiraiya, it would just be a repeat, and it wouldn't be too fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave us hanging. Let us think that it's Jiraiya, and then make it seem somebody else. Or explain how he knows all this other shit. Okay, now the crazy part is Boruto, okay, because Boruto in this fight with Kashin Koji does this seal, okay, he does like a seal jutsu that immobilizes everybody, okay. Boruto activates the actual seal, and you can see it in his eye, like he has one eye with the Jogan, and he has the tattoo coming out of him and stuff. That was pretty cool. So what he ends up doing is he ends up absorbing the jutsu itself and essentially redirecting the jutsu, I believe is what he did, or the chakra, which is almost like what Momoshiki did in the Boruto movie. So I don't know if we ended up getting Momoshiki's power or it was just something that was handed down to him, like completely unrelated to what Momoshiki could do. But the important thing about this is not that he did that, but rather is what Kashin Koji says. Kashin Koji says, oh, you know, I thought that Naruto had beaten Momoshiki Otsutsuki. So the fact that you have this seal must mean that you beat Momoshiki, right, Boruto? The thing that he let us know automatically when he said that was that the way for you to get that seal was to beat an Otsutsuki. Momoshiki, right? The crazy thing, though, is that Kawaki has the same seal. And we see Kawaki in this chapter as well, passed out after fighting some robots. And Boruto actually saw that he also has the same seal. So, here's my theory, okay? And I hope you guys entertain me for this one. You ready? So, I think the theory that I have that fits the best for Kawaki having the seal is he kills Urashiki, alright? When he kills Urashiki, he gets this power, and that's why he ends up with the same seal as Boruto, but with like a different color. That's my prediction. And the reason why I predict that is because Urashiki seemed to be an addition that would benefit them aligning the story of the anime with the manga. You get me? The best way to explain why Urashiki was left out from the movie, and now he's basically just like in the background after Momoshiki and Kinshiki die, it would explain it all. It would explain why Kawaki has the seal. Maybe he fought Urashiki, he lost, and Kawaki ended up having that power. That's the only role that I see Urashiki playing, to be honest with you. He could also be a part of something bigger, but it doesn't seem to be a main antagonist role. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Urashiki is the main antagonist because we have Kara. And Kara seems to be the Akatsuki of this era, and they're gonna be the biggest like villains right now, right? Of course, they could do like a bigger villain later down the line, but that's not likely because Kawaki, as we know, will be working or is working with Kara, and he ends up destroying the village in the future. Now, there's a million possibilities here. He could have been working with Kara, then left them, and then, you know, destroyed the village on his own. The thing that starts up with this chapter, at the end of this chapter, the thing that starts is the relationship between Boruto and Kawaki, right? We know that they know each other when they're fighting, you know, in the Leaf Village, and the Leaf Village is destroyed. We know that they know each other for a while, right? Boruto seems to be a teenager, so does Kawaki, and Boruto right now in the manga isn't at that age, right? Like, he's still years before Kawaki does anything to the Leaf Village. So what that leads me to believe is that they do gonna get a bond, and maybe that's strained somehow, or it could be something where he gets brainwashed and he actually joins Kara. A million things could happen. I just don't know what they're gonna take this with. Like, I don't know where they're gonna take this. And the important bit is that they are doing a good job at interacting and intertwining everything together, okay? Right now, the anime is kind of catching up with what happened in the past chapters of the manga. And then we're getting more and more answers as we're getting closer and closer to that happening. So, again, Urashiki, I feel his role is to die by Kawaki's hand. And I feel like Urashiki is going to pop up in a flashback in the manga, okay? Mark my words, I feel like that's what's going to happen. You guys need to tell me, specifically, your theories about Kashin Koji. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know which ones are you siding with. Because right now, I don't think Kashin Koji has anything to do with Jiraiya in the sense that he might be Jiraiya. I do think that he's intertwined with him in the sense of maybe he has the same DNA, or they found a way to retain this body, right? Like Kashin Koji's body with some memories of what Jiraiya used to be. That could be also a possibility. Alright, so before we end the video, I wanted to let you guys know that I didn't think the manga was all that exciting at first, but because it's picking up so much, I will say that, you know, they're doing a good job, okay? This chapter, they did a really good job. They gave us a lot of new information, a lot of new ideas and hypotheses to work on. And that's something that I find really fun about, you know, this manga specifically, is that when they do things like this, you kind of start doing theories. Like, if you guys remember Obito, holy shit, man, a lot of people have theories over and over again. And here's the other thing. My boy, anime analyst, did a theory on Kashin Koji and who he might be. And you know what? I highly suggest you guys watch this video because it is very, very, very detailed. The way he connects like certain hints and pieces of information as to who he thinks Kashin Koji is pretty on point, okay? I mean, obviously, at this point in time, we don't know who Kashin Koji is. It's all theories, but it is pretty fun to see what people come up with and how they can connect certain pieces of information. I think Anime Analyst does that really, really well. So I'm gonna leave a link to his channel in the description below, and you guys let me know if you like it or not. Anyways, guys, I'm out. Peace.